Happy Tuesday! I am really pleased to be offering this meditation today to you because I think it's a topic that's really going to be something that a lot of people can relate with. It's it was inspired by my having a frustrating experience with technology and my being able to shift out of that into a place of really proactive curiosity where I took simple steps to solve it. So I know that technology can be a great source of frustration in today's world, but it could also be frustrated in relationships. When we get into that place of frustration, it can feel like we're just like hitting our head against a wall. At least that's how I can feel it. Just kind of feels like I can easily slip into this place of just like banging my head against a wall as if that is going to help the situation of frustration, whether it's technology or people or other things that can really raise frustration. So I would like to guide you in a process today to be able to shift out of frustration and into that more proactive and pleasant and joyful and curious place where we can actually solve situations. So, I would like to invite you to ground yourself in your body. So, just remembering a sense of presence of actually being in your body, feeling your seat connected with the ground, feeling the bottoms of your feet connected with the earth, remembering your connection with our most loved planet, our home, and coming into presence within your body, connecting with your heart. If you'd like, you can put your hands over your heart. Start breathing in to your heart through your hands, connecting with your heart. And breathing out through your hands, releasing tension, strain, coming to even deeper presence with yourself for our experiment today. So continuing to breathe in through your hands into your heart. And breathing out through your hands, out of your heart. And creating a space for you to be very clear with yourself to experiment and encounter this transmutation of energy that we are about to engage in. So, just inviting you into that sense of adventure, perhaps, curiosity. And so, begin by bringing to mind an experience that you've had, maybe within the last day or two, that was frustrating. So it could be something with your computer. In my case, I was frustrated because fonts that I use in my documents suddenly disappeared. And so everything was all wonky. And I found it very irritating for precious communication that had suddenly turned into this wonky form because fonts had mysteriously disappeared. It could be that your computer wasn't working well, or something with your work was not working the way that you would want. Or it could be a situation in a relationship where perhaps you feel like you've tried everything and the communication in the relationship is still just simply not working. So just tuning into some specific example that has happened in the last day or two where you experienced frustration. And so within the safety of our meditation experiment bubble, I invite you to really engage that feeling of the frustration. That feeling, like for me, when I tune into it, I'm feeling like all kind of like closed in, boxed in, and not having much of a, actually not much of a connection with the forebrain. Really just sort of feeling almost like looking downward and feeling closed in and feeling a tightness in my chest as I'm starting to get frustrated about this situation. So just tuning into what your felt experience is of a recent frustration. And in our meditation experiment bubble, we can have the courage to actually go into that feeling of the frustration, allow our bodies to inhabit that feeling again, all in service of us having an experiment of stepping out of the energy. So first, inviting in, really inviting in that feeling of frustration. And maybe it'll even be easy for you to invite it in. It might be very present. So, we have now embodied frustration. And I'm going to invite you into the process that I went into the other day as I was feeling frustrated about my fonts. So the first thing is to notice, hey, I'm in that sort of heads down, just locking horns with a problem, really unpleasant experience of just, whether it's like banging your head against a wall or whether it is locking horns with another bull and you're just like locking horns and just like fighting it in that way. Or it might even feel like you're just fighting another person in that way. So the first thing is noticing, hey, I have gotten into this locking in, just kind of like banging my head or just tangling with the problem place, which we know is not very effective for sorting out a problem. And so once you have realized and come into an awareness and acknowledged that that is what has happened, you can take a moment to experience compassion for yourself. It's like, yeah, this is this painful thing that I have done so many times in my life. And I'm not so bad. And the situation isn't so bad. And I can actually feel some compassion for myself. And then from there, you can search upwards. You can actually experience lifting yourself, lifting your spirit in a way to a more grace-filled place, a more easeful place, a place where you can actually be interested in, hey, what are the elements of this problem? So just consciously, just raise to a place of, hey, I'm going to take a step back and I can engage this in a different way. I can arouse my upliftedness. I can arouse my sense of dignity, which might even be just sitting up and taking a better posture. And so then, from this more spacious place, you can engage curiosity. So rather than, I just need to, what is that game where you're like pounding down the ball, whack-a-mole? Rather than just trying to whack-a-mole your problems, you are now in a place where you can be curious. Hey, what is this about? So if it's a technical problem, it can be starting to, like, really, I intuitively engage technical problems because a lot of times the solutions emerge through intuitively engaging them. And I have to be in a calm, curious, uplifted place to be able to intuitively step into solving a technical problem. And also, all these problems, all they need is just practical steps. But if we're feeling a lot of resistance in ourselves, then we're not actually taking any of the steps. So we're moving to this uplifted place where we can calm down, have the patience, have the curiosity to take really proactive steps to solve the problem. So in my case, it was the font problem. And even if it's the case of a relationship problem, I'm telling you, stepping into this place of calmness and proactive thinking and curiosity is going to go so much further. And I think relationship problems are the most difficult problems, so that's why I'm saying even if it's a relationship problem, just shifting into that place of being calm, patient, and curious is going to allow you to shift into a different energy with the person that you're having the challenge with. They will pick up on that you're not just banging your head against a wall. they will pick up on your energy that you're actually interested in hearing what they have to say and interested in finding a solution that is going to meet both of your needs. So the key point here is that we shifted into this place of really being a warrior of light, where you are opening your heart and being courageous, not backing down from that feeling of the challenge, and shining some light out in front of you and looking at, hey, what steps can I take that can be proactive here, that are going to work towards resolving this frustrating situation? Because any situation, it is a learning opportunity. So why don't we embrace it? And why don't we shift into that place of, hey, I'm going to take the journey of sorting this out. And even if it takes a little bit of time, I am interested in taking the journey of learning and growing through taking proactive steps of sorting this out. And that is how we climb the mountain, and then we reach the top and we really connect with the sunshine and the light that we can then bring back down the mountain and share with others. So I hope that you'll play around with this. Sending lots of love to you this week. Going to continue talking about the virtues of patience, and I look forward to connecting with you in comments on our feeds in the feed. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.